Hey guys, welcome back. I'm a little late to talking about this, but I saw Infinity Pool last night and I have a lot I want to say about it. I love this movie and I can't wait to talk about it with you. So just a frame of reference, this is a spoiler video. I'm pretty much going to be going into all the big reveals, deep in on the plot, the ending, everything. I just want to talk about it all, and I don't feel like I could really talk about this movie in a way that doesn't diminish someone else's viewing of it if they want to see this movie and they don't want anything ruined. So just a little preliminary thing, that's what's going on. So let's get into it. And just wow, it is amazing to have such a cerebral and intense horror movie. It's got everything I want. It's got science fiction. It's got interesting questions that it poses. There's a lot to just absolutely dive in on in this movie. And that's what I think just makes it so interesting and makes it such an interesting watch. So you have this rich couple, they go to another country, they get kind of roped into this group of people. Alexander Skarsgård's character ends up drunk driving and killing somebody, and now he's posed with this question of, is he willing to watch basically himself die in place of himself so that he can move on and live on? And the first thing that came into my head when he went through this process of cloning was probably what everyone else was thinking, and I stupidly thought that I was ahead of the movie and that I could predict, oh, he's going to turn out to be the clone that actually survived. But no, this movie addresses it, and not only does it address it, it treats it like that's a natural thing that, you know, people would think about, and it is. Fairly enough, he's put in this disorienting situation where he has the same continuity, consciousness, memories, everything. Everything's the same, but he has no idea if he's the actual person who experienced all those things or if it's the person that's being killed at the moment. That's some of the best thought-provoking horror type stuff that they have in the movie. It's because something like that will make you completely question your reality. Are you the real one? Are you not? Is it a Mauler twin robot from Invincible type situation? If something's going to make you question your place in the universe, that's it. And it just makes it all the more scary that the clone, or maybe not even the clone, is so convinced that it's real. That's why I love the scene where the group gets brought in to jail and they think that they're just going to get out of it. You think that they're going to be released or something's going on, but it turns out that those were actually the clones and they were being messed with. Or maybe they weren't. We really don't know. Because something that I thought maybe was going on was that every time that this does happen, this process reoccurs, is that the original is the one being killed and that the clone is the one that lives on. And with that, I kind of figured that it would get to a point where you just have a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a person, with the original nowhere near in sight. And maybe that's what's going on, but they leave it ambiguous. You don't know by the end whether the real one did survive. You don't get real clarity on that. And I think that works to the movie's benefit because not knowing just leaves you in that disorienting space. It's a very unpleasant thought. It's a very upsetting thought as well. It's just unsettling as all hell. It's very uncomfortable. And by the end, that's the feeling that the movie leaves you with. It's not nice and neatly packed in a box. He's just a completely different man now. Physically, literally, in his head. You know, I don't know the extent of that. And I think that's up to the viewer's interpretation. But what is clear is that this movie has this message about the accountability of people who are rich. What they could get away with and how they are held accountable versus people who don't have money and can't bail themselves out of things like that. This film explores a very hedonistic lifestyle with these rich people, full of, you know, sex, violence, all these disgusting things. They bend the knee to their most basic impulses, and that reaps consequences on everybody around them because they do not give a shit. And everything having to do with the breaking down of these people, everything on that molecular level, it's very Cronenberg-esque, and Brandon Cronenberg took a lot of inspiration from his father with the way that he utilizes horror. This makes me really want to check out Possessor, which it's just a movie I missed. So I'll definitely be going and checking that out. But I just can't get over it. I was so pleasantly surprised by this movie. I thought it would be good, but I didn't know that I would dig it this much. It's an absolutely captivating original concept, and the entire time I was guessing, thinking about it, engaging with it. Afterwards, I just couldn't stop thinking about how I would feel after everything that happens in the movie. The idea alone of not having a cohesive identity is just horrifying. Alexander Skarsgård's character just screaming to his wife when he is dying, the clone version. It's just mortifying to put yourself in that situation and think about, because the clone probably thought that he was going to be the version that would get out, and you don't know. At the end of the day, you really don't know. And the fact that it just lets you sit with that and it doesn't give you any kind of definitive answers allows you to stew in these emotions, really ponder these ideas. It's a challenging movie, it's a scary movie, it has pretty interesting social commentary, and I highly recommend it. Huge difference from Bring It On, Cheer or Die, which is the last piece of shit that I took a look at. So this was just a huge difference overall, and I'm really happy that I finally gave it a watch. Infinity Pool, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Love to hear your guys' take on everything, the ending, whether these characters are the originals or if they just get swapped out every time. Let me know. Have a good one.